Hey, it's me, MLB. Here's chapter 76 of Rapid Fate Online, and this one is titled A New Kink. I have no idea. I never even thought of that. You're a genius, Jiki. He blushed and hung his head with a smile. I'm not really, but I like that you think I am, he said softly, just loud enough so that you could hear. I'll try it, you said excitedly, preparing for your move. Taking one steadying breath in, you activated your quirk and then forced your body into the switch, but then out of the switch and then deactivated. You found yourself still at your buzzer and looked up at Tamaki. Did I do it? Did it work? You called to him. He nodded with a stunned look on his face. Yes, I was very briefly saw your buzzer, but I didn't have time to press it before you switched back. That's good, you said, rolling your shoulders with a grimace and then rubbing your knees. It really stresses my joints though, and I didn't see a damn thing in the switch. The whole point of this quick move is so that I can see what someone else is seeing without them knowing that I was seen from their point of view, then back again. Tamaki nodded. Anyway, I'm glad I've at least figured it out. I mean, you figured it out. How to do that switch quickly. Now I just need to focus on the finer details. You walked over to him and reached up around his neck to hug him while he wrapped his arms around your waist and hugged you back. Thanks, Jiki, you said with an endearing smile. Can I help you with your quirk now? He nodded. I just need to practice holds with my quirk. Holds? You asked as you leaned up and kissed his lips, then pulled back. Yes, like detaining. Oh, well, you can detain me any time, you said with a suggestive look in your eye and an even more suggestive eyebrow wiggle. He blushed. Can I practice on you? Yes, I'm wide open, you said with a grin as you stepped back. Oh no, you called in a fake loud voice. I've robbed a bank. I must be stopped. You turned and ran with your arms in the air, being silly with it. Next minute there were 5 tentacles that had grabbed you, one on each limb and the 5th around your waist as you were hoisted into the air. It surprised you a little when he grabbed you, but you let him do his thing and wriggled a bit, pretending to get away. As he shifted his tentacles around to get a better hold on you, one slid up and around your inner thigh and you gasped, immediately feeling turned on. Eh? Is this a new kink unlocking? You wondered as you struggled a little bit more to get free. He held you firmly and the tentacle wrapped firmer around your thigh, the tip of it wrapping in between your legs and pressing one sucker over a particularly sensitive spot. Ooh, that feels very good for the current situation. Maybe I should have let him release me last night after we'd done it. I think I've still got pent-up frustration. You stopped struggling and Tamaki called out to you, still in character. Stop. I'm a pro hero and you must not resist, he called in a very apathetic voice. You need to sound more convincing, you called back, knees buckling in as the tip of the tentacle wiggled against your core. Stop, he said, a little more confidently this time. I'm a hero. Pretend I'm someone who hurt Yin, you said. Suddenly the tentacle tightened even more and a small gasp of ecstasy escaped your lips, the sound going unnoticed by Tamaki, who had clicked into dominant mode as he forced his tentacles to pull you from the air and push you to the ground. Stop, he shouted. I'm a pro hero, and you will not resist. You managed to turn your head back to look at him, and he had the most serious look on his face as he held you pinned to the floor. That was great, you panted, that tip still moving against you a little. He let you go and recalled the tentacles, walking over to see if you were okay. That was really good, you replied, still flustered. Did you eat octopus today? He nodded. Yes, and the rest of the clam soup. Look. He produced a clam on his fist and you smiled. It's very good. I also had chicken, he added, and you looked down at his legs that had turned into chicken legs. Oh, you said with surprise. Is it hard to walk in them? In those legs? A little, he replied, still with all limbs quirked up. You chuckled. Well, you look interesting. He deactivated and you got up off the ground and hugged him. You're very good with your quirk. I'm impressed. He smiled bashfully. Thank you, Yin. At that moment the bell rang and you both looked up. Well, looks like class is over. What have we got next? You asked as you both headed for the doors. Chatting away, you headed back to the main building, but in the back of your mind there were two parts of a deeper you who were having a lengthy discussion about tentacles and if they could be or should be used for any experiences other than for detaining criminals. You wondered if you should ask Tamaki if you and he could explore using his quirk. It was obvious that you enjoyed the feeling that those tentacles had provided, but would Tamaki be up for it? Was it weird? After school, you and Tamaki walked home together, then parted ways at the crossroads to head to your respective homes, promising to see each other again soon in game. Once in your room, you put the Nerve Gear headset on and lay down on the bed, calling for the game to link you up. "Link start!" you called happily. As you blinked, you were transported into RFO and awoke in your honeymoon bed next to your beloved in-game husband. Butterfly was already there, and he smiled at you as you woke beside him. "It feels like it's been ages since we were here. We didn't come in-game yesterday." "It was nice to spend some time with you outside the game yesterday," he said with a smile. "It was, wasn't it?" you replied, sitting up and stretching. "Oh, I forgot to tell you, I told Bestie about the mahi we found in the shipwreck, and she told me a story about how a slave ship had sunk, and she thinks it might be the same ship." "That's interesting," he replied thoughtfully. "We should look into it." "That's what I was thinking. Apparently there was a bit of foul play with how the players were contracted, so immediately I want to go and knock the bastards out who were contracting illegally," you said with a passionate sound in your voice. And there ends chapter 76. Stay tuned for chapter 77 coming tomorrow.